King. No. Hello. You can tell I'm not set up ready for this because I've got 4 cameras on. And yes, you did see her. She's there. It's getting a bit chillier in the evening, so she turns up and just keeps my studio seat warm. Good old Misty. This could be rather special. This TV I'm keeping for myself because I haven't got one. Now that's not usually an excuse to keep it for yourself, but I want one of these. I will use it as a monitor, but the reason I want one of these is because I haven't got one that is... Oh, I need to switch that camera over. I'm holding a microphone in my hand at the same time because I can't be bothered to go to the studio part. And yeah, I'm having a real lazy night. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? I'll point it out with my finger. 3D. This TV's a 3D TV, and I haven't got a 3D TV. I used to have. I used to have one of the main TVs. I think it was an LG 32, and it cost me 400 quid. And now I've got an LG 42, and it cost me nothing, because somebody up the road said, "Do you want it before we throw it?" There it is. I have repaired this before, apparently, put a new set of backlights in. Oh, actually, I don't think I did put a new set of backlights in. I think, well, it's obvious what I did when I switch it on, because I had this in a couple of years ago. Well, longer than a couple of years ago. I think it was 4 or 5 years ago. There you go. You can see it's spotty, man. But all I've got to do is... I don't think there's any lines on the screen. Can you see any lines on the screen? Gosh, I'm sitting down and being really lazy and I can't... I don't think there's any lines on the screen. I think that's okay. It's just completely dotted. Oh, insane. That's very dark here, isn't it? Maybe we've got some backlights out. I've got oodles of backlights for these. Oodles. And if I hadn't got oodles, they're only about 6 quid for a full set on AliExpress, and they're good quality ones. Because the backlights that were made for this were made for loads of TVs, loads of LG TVs. And so they made millions of them. And they're not being used anymore, and AliExpress is selling them off really cheap. Probably less than a £5 these days. But, so I'm just going to have a boring night of stripping it down. It just looks a bit dark in that corner. There could be a strip out. There shouldn't be, because if there's any gone, we shouldn't get any lighting up at all. But I'm just going to get a tube of glue, stick them all back on. It doesn't have to be perfect because I'm just using it for a monitor, and I'm using it for a monitor which will oops, not that one. We'll go, yes, there. No, that's not the monitor. Oh, for heaven's sake, you amateur, just turn that round. Not that it matters. There you go. Tiny little monitor there which I'll turn into a big monitor. So that's going to be my plan. Whoever owned this before put some flashing LEDs on the back. Did you? I don't know if you heard that. I think some more have just fallen off. um, so I'm going to strip it down and let's see. Let's see how many have gone. I may need to go to my lockup. I'm not going to do that tonight. Tonight I'm going to see what needs doing, glue what needs gluing, and I've got a funny feeling there's going to be a few shorted because we've got a dark patch in the corner. But there's only one way to find out, isn't there? And that is to dismantle. And for those that want to know, well, and I want to know actually, we'll look at the model number and see. (42LF652V). What a strange model number that is. Let's say what Google tells us about it. I'm sure it'll just say 3D Full HD TV. It doesn't say anything about 3D, does it? Or am I missing something? There's absolutely nothing about 3D there, but the person that gave it to me says it's a 3D TV. Because he's going to give me some glasses as well to go with it. Which is damn nice of him, but... by the way, if you're used to my very exciting repair videos, this is going to be nothing like that at all. I'm just sitting down and... well, I was going to use the term pouncing around, but somebody may get offended by it. Hello. What have I clicked on to get that? And back. Yes, there. John Lewis have got it all sorted. Look. Yes, it doesn't matter that it's no longer available online. Are you going to... Yeah, 2D to 3D. There we go. So that's what it should look like. I mean, I'm probably not going to get it that perfect because you never get it perfect when you glue them back on. You just don't. Built-in Wi-Fi and 2 3D glasses. Well, he's going to give me some glasses. Be interesting to see what apps are left on these. I would imagine quite a few are. I don't think this is very old. Well, hang on a second. It'll say on the label how old it is. September 2015. It is, let's say, 9 years to the month. Ooh, okay. Bets on then. What do you reckon? Would it still have its apps after 9 years? I suppose we'll find out. Let's dismantle. If I've repaired the backlights before, and I have, then this metal bit here, this little strip, really should come off very easily now all the screws are out. But they used to be a real pain to get off. Oh, no, it's come off reasonably easy. Just in case you haven't worked it out, by the way, I am sitting down doing this. I never sit down and do a repair. But as I say, I'm not classing this as a repair video. I'm classing this as me just hissing around. But hopefully get this one sorted. So I've now got to go around all the sides and take out the screws, obviously. Now, hopefully, if I've taken all the screws out correctly, which I possibly haven't, this front bezel should just come off. This screen is filthy, isn't it? Got to muck in here. Now, in a way, of course, that screen is more valuable than probably any other screen that I've messed around with this year. It could be, look, because how many 3D screens do you think are left in circulation? There's going to be very few. Let's say everyone's got a TV screen in the country. Everybody owns a TV. So what's that, 60 million people? Or is there 70 million people now in the UK? Probably 75 tomorrow. But anyway, 60 million TV screens. Less than 500,000 now are going to be 3D. They've either gone faulty, they've been thrown away, they've been destroyed, they've been crushed. Not that many left. And I can't think of a manufacturer that's still making 3D. So that over there is probably darn rare. Oh, I'm rapping. I think just about every single bulb is off. In fact, I think there's one that's left on, and it's this one here. So I wonder how tight it is. Not very. They're all off. But I suppose I always knew that I was going to be gluing them all back, so I'm going to start putting them all back soon. I'm just going to take these out, and then I'm going to switch the TV on to see how many of the lights are working, because it looked a bit dark over in this corner. Oh. 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 I was right about it being dark in that corner, wasn't I? I have to put a new set in, don't I? I have to put a brand new set in. Okay. Well, I can't do that tonight because it's, you know, as you can see, it's very dark outside. I have got the door open, but it's very dark outside. So this will be a part 1 and a part 2. I needed to put a new set in. Whether I've got originals or some of those better copies, as they call them, which are slightly small LEDs, I'm not too sure. But yes, how can so many be short? So we haven't got one bulb that's gone. They've all shorted out, which means they've made a bridge from positive to negative on every single one of those. Otherwise, you know, we wouldn't have any working. Let me just see what I've got in my scrap bits, but I don't really want to start scrapping now. I've come this far. I should. No, I'm not going to. I'm not even going to look. I do have some scrap at this type of LEDs behind me, but no, let's. It's a 3D TV. I'm saying that as if it's something special, aren't I? It's a 3D TV. This will be quite rare in 10 years' time, and if I put a brand new set in, maybe it'll last 10 years. Of course it won't. Well, it depends how much use it's going to get. Mind you, then again, I'm not getting much use, and I doubt that I'm going to be here in 10 years' time. So, sorry, it's going to be a part 1 and a part 2. But we've dismantled it. We've seen what we've needed to see, and I'm going to have to go out tomorrow and fetch a brand new set from the loo cup.